Let's get going. Let's make things even. It's never even. Okay. Things are hanging out while I get it together here. All right. Okay. So we have, it is Wednesday. It is time for evening hatha. So we'll go through flow. I may not do everything, and I may just kind of guide you through some of the poses and positions, and then we'll just kind of let it lead into our meditation. So our moment for peace at the end. We're going to take a little more time at the end for a kind of more so moment for peace, to really give time and gratitude to Earth tonight, and just think about the things that you're grateful for and the things that you'd like to explore here on this planet, and the wonders that we get to see and hear about and breathe life into every day. So you can start on the shins. If that does not feel comfortable for you, you can start in Sukhasana, easy seated pose. We're just going to take the arms and extend them out in front of our chest, aligning with the shoulders. So allow the arms to go in front of the shoulders. We'll have the palms facing up. And we're going to just take a moment to wiggle the fingers, clench and unclench the hands, and then find some wrist circles in one direction. And then take those wrist circles the opposite direction. Keep the arms nice and strong and long. If they are feeling a little bit fatigued, you could always bring them down a little bit low. Take a breath, then inhale the arms up towards the sky. We're going to go ahead and allow the right pointer thumb to wrap around the left wrist. Take a side stretch to the right. Breathe here. Come back to center. Lengthen. Inhale, exhale, and take it back to the right once again. Our number today, our magic number for today's practice is 2. So we'll be flowing through some of the parts and pieces twice. Come back to center. Arms go long. We're going to inhale, then exhale them down. Stop when it aligns in front of the chest. Once again, palms facing up. Clench and unclench those fists. Wiggle the fingers. And then find some wrist circles once again in one direction and the other. Keep the arms long. Inhale, raise them up once again. Exhale, lengthen. Allow those shoulders to move away from the ears. Left pointer and thumb go over right arm, or vice versa if you're just kind of matching what I'm doing. We're just doing both sides, and then breathe as you tilt to the side stretch here. Release, come back to center, and take it again. Come back to center, arms go long, lengthen. Inhale, reach those fingertips towards the sky, the vision can follow, the head tilting back. Exhale, spinal twist. Inhale, arms go back up towards the ceiling and sky, vision can follow. Exhale, spinal twist the opposite direction. Inhale, return to center, arms go high to sky. Lengthen, exhale, forward fold. So you're going to move from a forward fold. Your hands are going to fold forward. The fingertips are going to start reaching for the top of the mat. Your belly is going to gently fall over the lower body. Option to keep the knees aligned under the chest, or you could take the knees mat width apart and go a little bit deeper for Balasana. Gently rise when you're ready. Make your way. We're we're gonna go ahead and take the legs mat width apart. So before you just had the knees mat width apart, now you're taking the full legs. Find a breath here. We're gonna find a gentle hip opener here. This adds some stretch and to the ankles and the feet. If this is too much, go back into that Sukhasana or stay in the Balasana with the older upper body. And then we're just gonna take the hands behind us and allow the heart to lift, head to fall back. Shoulders still down, away from the ears. And come back up. Only take the head as far back as feels comfortable for you. If you start to feel little kind of tickles and such in the throat, go ahead and come back towards front. Otherwise, palms pressed down behind you, shoulders away from the ears. Tilt the head back once again. Release, allow that head to fall through center, chin to chest. Arms rise, hands in the back of the head. Allow the elbows to fall. Then gently rise, elbows go out, head tilts, but not as much as it did before. Just to open up into the shoulder blades. Open up the chest and the heart. Take it back down. Maybe the belly scoops in and belly button goes to spine, rounding back. Then lift up high once again. Release the arms nice and tall and high and allow them to float down through sides. Use the hands to support. Coming out of your hero pose, be gentle to raise the tail. Bring the knees in, mat width apart. We're gonna find our cows and cats here. So inhales, exhales, find your cows and cats, belly with control and engagement, drops to floor, tail and crown lift, and float through your cows and cats with your breath. Feet can be flat, or maybe those toes get a stretch with the heels lifting off the ground. Moving through. Find one or two more cat-cows, round your back. Turn to tabletop, allow the feet to rest behind you. Bring awareness to the right arm, take it out to side, extend. Then take it underneath, thread the needle. Take the opposite arm where it's gonna support you. Release, come back. Right arm goes out, we're gonna take it higher this time. And thread the needle once again. Take the arm where it supports you. Release, come back. Take the arm out high once again, unthreading the needle, then right arm comes back down to tabletop. Then we'll bring awareness to the left arm goes out to side in alignment with the shoulder, and thread the needle under the right. Bring it all back. Left arm releases. This time it goes higher to sky. A twist in the back, then thread the needle once again. Release. Allow that left arm to go high. And let it come back. Tabletop here. So take any other movements or motions that are calling you here. Maybe some head circles. We're gonna go ahead and return to tabletop, and then we're gonna find kind of dropping the belly. The tail's gonna go high. We're gonna lift the crown. Vision comes forward. You're gonna find a lion's face. So just allowing lion's breath to take a deep inhale here through the nose. Then when ready, find your lion's breath, release the tongue, exhale through the mouth. Do that again. Inhale, maybe take the back up, rounding like a cat. Exhale. Come back to center. Hands are gonna move up just a bit. Find those toes, downward dog. Do what you need for your first downward dog. Check in with the palms pressing into the mat, the back of the leg with the spine, the heels and feet pedaling. Then bring it forward, drop the tail, find a plank, knees to mat, and balasana once again. So you could have it knees hip width apart or mat width apart, arms go long, forehead can connect to ground if you choose, or you can bring it a little more restful, bringing arm on top of arm, forehead on top of arm. Take another breath. Gently release out of your balasana, no matter where the arms are. Go ahead and allow the feet to kick out to side and around, extending out in front of you. We are staying low today to also just kind of ground, and we have another wonderful retrograde taking place, and we've entered our Cancer season. We've left Gemini. So things are about kind of finishing what we started, working on those projects that we have, getting serious about what we do with our time, whether it comes to people, relationships, work. And so it's nice to ground in and look with that gratitude, that comfort, that centering, that support from the earth. So it's nice to stay low, so you can shake out the legs in front of you. You can roll back those shoulders for a moment, and then maybe roll them forward. When ready, take the arms through front and center, rise to sky. Vision can follow. Exhale, forward fold. Option to keep the knees bent, feet flexed. And take your time as you float into your forward fold. None of this needs to be rushed. If you need to work out some kinks, reset, shake something off, take your time with it. Your hands might prefer to go to shin, heels, or outside the legs. That's up to you. You could even unbend and bend one knee, working and stretching the calves, the back of the legs. You could point the toes and find some little wiggles there if that's calling you in your forward fold. And then just kind of work with the body. Sometimes there's a reset calling. So even with myself, I'll forward fold and my spine and back will just feel so tensed up and my shoulders still coming up to the ears that I lift my chest once again, or I re-rise and extend the arms up and then out. And you can feel it in different parts of the body. You can feel it in the hips. You can feel it in the glutes. You can feel it in the lower legs. So kind of play with it. Just kind of mess with your seated forward fold, because this can be still a little bit of an intense stretch. So take your time breathing, moving into it. We're going to really settle into this pose. And the further you settle into it and breathe and relax your spine, your muscles, the further your body tends to just roll over that lower body. Find a restful space and opening. And it really can also brings awareness and attention to that spine, that Kundalini energy. And just breathe. So take your time, no rush, no hurry. You can even put a blanket or blocks underneath the legs. Breathe, allow that head to fall over the lower body. If your jaw is tight, bring awareness and breath into the jaw and exhale that tightness away. Find another breath, and when you're ready, be slow and steady to rise. Hands go to sides, palms press in, lift the tail a bit as you press the palms in, facing forward, stay seated staff pose, and release. Just hold here for a moment in your seat. Hands can rest on the thighs or over the knees, and get a sense for the body. It can be interesting doing the same pose, different variations, different from seated or standing. It can feel different. Your body can change and react or respond differently. So for me, seated Uttanasana or seated forward folds feel a little bit different on the body, and it can be interesting because it kind of brings you to awareness of what's tight in the body, what's going on, what's asking for a little more attention or a little more softness, a little bit more of a gentle kind of approach. And so that also can give you something to kind of work toward in your own self-practice, or maybe you want to spend a little more time there. So for me, on my own practice, I do like to spend a little more time in my seated forward folds because I get further in my standing, but it's just the way my body is. So it's nice to bring this into awareness and how it moves differently based on how it's positioned. Also, if you have a strap, we're going to go into number 2. So if you have a strap, you could always take it up and over with the feet, use it to support you, and take you a little bit lower and deeper into that stretch. You don't have to. As I mentioned before, you can also use blankets underneath the knees. You could use blocks to support you. Take it where you will, and then when ready, inhale those arms high to sky. Exhale, forward fold. And just lose yourself in your forward fold once again. Release any tightness in the jaw. Adjust your feet. Maybe prefer not to have them flexed. Maybe prefer to have them soft. It's up to you. Take another breath in your forward fold. Then when you're ready, slow and steady to rise. Find a breath. We're going to go ahead and scoot the tail closer to the middle of the mat. The feet are going to be connected, or you have that option to extend and lengthen the arms away and then pick up the feet if you choose. We're going to do a gentle boat pose to welcome awareness to that center. Our forward folds can help bring some awareness to our bellies. Also, we're putting some pressure on the stomach, especially if you're doing a standing forward fold. But we want to go and continue to activate that heat from our centers. As we're grounding, we're thinking about also aligning and balancing and detoxing, cleansing those lower chakras, kind of bringing and welcoming awareness and movement to them to let go of any stagnant energy or any negative energy so that it can release. You're bringing and rising that energy through your spine, that kundalini, and it just ignites everything as we flow, and we ignite our lower chakras. In the beginning, we ignited our upper chakras. Kind of brings it all together here at center and boat pose. So take what you will from it and find your boat that you choose. Breathe for about 3 to 4 seconds. Then when ready, gently release. Take a moment of breath, then prep the body once again, then extend and lengthen. Rise, welcome your boat variation of choice. Once again, breathe for about 3 to 4 seconds here. And when ready, release. Hands go towards the back of body, knees fall to the right. Hold here. Breathe. And check in with your torso or your chest, allowing it to want to kind of twist a little bit the opposite direction to get it facing out towards center as the knees fall out to the right. Your head could also, vision could go over that back opposite shoulder. Then bring everything back to center, realign the hips if you need, and then allow the knees to fall to the left. Your vision could go the opposite direction. Once again, check in with that chest, kind of twisting the opposite direction of the knees. Take another breath, and when ready, gently release. Allow everything to return to center. And seated Baddha Konasana. So we're going to go ahead and allow our Baddha Konasana, or our Supta Baddha Konasana, or a nice bound angle. Get a little tongue twisted there. So go ahead, and the bottoms of feet are either facing one another or they're touching. The knees are out to either side. You could have hands over thighs for a little bit of pressure. You could forward fold into this. You could take it into a tortoise pose where you take the arms underneath. You could work on that, where eventually in your tortoise pose, eventually you want to just keep continuing as you go in your practice, and the arms going further and further out away from the body, or the legs go out to sides and the arms go out to sides. It's up to you where you take it, or you can just keep it gentle and soft here. Or in that traditional Baddha Konasana, breathe, inhale, exhale. And once again, just allowing your body to fall, the upper body to grow heavy, just falling over the lower body. You could keep your spine extended, lengthening, head tilted, chin towards chest. Just take a few breaths. Once again, noticing what's tight. It may even surprise you when you're going into your pose what you find to be tensing up or tightening. Like for me, checking in with those shoulders, checking in with that lower body, those glutes, the thighs, checking in with the hips, breathing and releasing. When ready, find another breath. Go ahead and gently roll up to spine. Now you have options here. You could continue to unroll the body, extend the legs with control, go onto the back, and then take a full body stretch or a nice gentle lower back massage with the knees and chest, and find your Shavasana, corpse pose for a moment for peace. Or you have that option to just rise and stay within seated. Go ahead and allow the legs to make their way back into Sukhasana, possibly. Your hands can rest, palms facing up on the thighs and knees. You can roll back those shoulders, check in with that belly button, engage that core. Breathing. And just breathing. Welcoming awareness from our moving meditation into our moment for peace. If you can, going back to what I mentioned at the beginning of the practice, thoughts of what you are grateful for, thoughts of all the magic and wonder that we see on this earth, the beautiful things. Does it bring a smile upon the face? How does it allow your body to feel just thinking about these things? And breathing. Keep allowing your breath to be in awareness. Maybe you're thinking about kids or cats or dogs or birds. Maybe you're grateful that you have work and you're surrounded by nature in your work, possibly, or there's a park nearby, you take a break and get to walk in. As you continue to breathe, you'll gently, slowly, with your eyes being closed, to allow the palms to connect in front of chest, thumbs connected to heart. Here we'd like to give thanks to Mother Gaia, our Mother Earth, for all the gifts it brings, all the magic and wonder it allows us to be a part of or to see every day, whether in person or online. But that we are most grateful to be able to walk out into nature, showing it how we adore it, all the love that we bring for it, and experiences that maybe never again. We are grateful, we are thankful. If your eyes are still closed, be gentle and kind to self to slowly maybe blink them and open them to welcome you back to your space. Take a breath, and may this flow ease you into the rest of your day with light, peace, smiles, and love. Namaste. So thank you for joining me for this movement and meditation for gratitude to Mother Earth. Reach out with questions, and I will see you next time.